Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to another podcast here, and we're gonna just jump right into a topic that's just going like wildfire all over the Webernet. I'm gonna break my silence and kind of give my input on it. And so, yeah, let's start off this episode. And you guys know I love my sound effects and everything. So, but anyhow. So there's this topic that's going around like wildfire all across the Webernet, and this is in regards to Metro by T-Mobile. Now, one thing that, a good friend of mine, Mel Hustles, mentioned is that T-Mobile, he said it was T-Mobile, and I forgot what the other carrier was, but usually are like the trendsetters that when they do something, the other side tends to follow. Mostly T-Mobile, because if you guys recognize T-Mobile with their their uncarrier movement that they've put out for some time now. So they've been making some sort of trends. And now the concern is with prepaid and what is coming in the future, because it almost feels like that we are at the dawn of something new. And so like a new page is going to be turned over, and people are really concerned about that. And so today, Mill Hustles did a live stream on YouTube, so shout out to Mill Hustles, and then John from MTR joined him on that broadcast to kind of discuss what's happening. Some of your guys' favorite YouTubers, such as CV Tech, Stefan from Tech Right, and JG Tech Blogs, have been investigating what's going on with Metro, because there's this crazy, insane thing happening when people are trying to port over from either Boost Mobile or Cricket to Metro PCS to take advantage of the iPhone 6s that's supposed to be free with port-in. Now, CV Tech was vocal about it. JG Tech Blog released a documentary video, so you guys should go check that out to kind of see what's going on. So you're not just hearing us talk about it, you're seeing it, because he actually recorded in a store what was going on when he was trying to port in, and he was questioning the representative from Metro by T-Mobile on the credentials that they wanted from him to port over and get the iPhone 6s for free. It almost feels like that Metro by T-Mobile saying, we got the iPhone 6s 32 gig rose gold model. If you want to port in, we're going to dangle it in front of you because we want you to go through hoops, jump over hurdles, and do backflips just to get this phone. It almost feels like that. Just by watching and watching what they're documenting makes me feel like that if I tried to port to Metro by T-Mobile, I'm going to experience this. Because one of the things that they're requiring is that they want some sort of proof that you were with your previous provider for longer than 3 months, right? And the lady was saying that they wanted what do we call that? Because we haven't had these things in a long time. A bill statement or something like that, right? One thing is that Prepaid does not offer bill statements. You don't get a monthly statement in the mail. Postpaid carriers do that. T-Mobile, AT&T, not Cricket. T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon Wireless, and Sprint. They give you billing statements. But then the major carriers have been pushing paperless for years. They want their customers to go paperless because it saves them money from having to print a bill. So you accessing your bill from the website allows you to see your bill. If you need a printout, you can print out from your home printer. But prepaid has never had that because you're not billed in arrears. Okay, you don't use the services and then pay afterwards. You pay first to use the services. So every month when your cycle starts over again, you're paying, $50, $60, depending on what plan you're on. And you're paying that money so that you have service for that new month. It's a no-brainer. So prepaid, obviously the word highlight, prepay. You are paying before you use the services. So you will not get some sort of statement every month from your prepaid provider because there's nothing else really. If you want to check your account, every prepaid company has a mobile application or a website you can go to. Boost Mobile has My Boost. Cricket has its Cricket application. Metro by T-Mobile has its Metro PCS application. You can go in there. You can see your phone number. You can see your info regarding your account, but there's not really much to it. You can add on things like international call plans if they provide them, but that's really about it. They have their side services, like Boost has Boost TV and stuff like that. You can sign up, but these things are all still prepaid. So if you sign up for Boost TV, you're not billed in arrears. You are billed before your month starts. So if your bill is due on the 3rd of every month, that means on the 4th of every month, your new bill starts. So you have to pay the 4th to be able to use it from the 4th to the 3rd of the next month. So it baffled me to see in these videos that Metro by T-Mobile is they're asking for your bill printout because they want to know how long you've been with your previous provider. And they're saying that you have to be with your previous provider 3 months before you can port your number over to them and take advantage of that deal. Now, it's crazy insane on what's happening because Mil Hustles mentioned in his live stream today that they may, he doesn't want them to do it, but it almost feels like that they may be coming up with an idea of maybe making people contract to them for 3 months before they could port out to another provider. And it goes down to this, that, a lot of the internals of prepaid companies is starting to leak out to everybody. So now it's known to a lot of consumers out there that like prepaid companies like Boost Mobile, Metro, and Cricket, they don't get their share of the market. Text messages. They don't get their share of the market unless that customer has been with the company for 3 months, which makes sense why, like, Metro by T-Mobile before used to say, like, if you joined up with them, you'd be able to unlock your phone after 90 days. That's 3 months, right? So if you didn't like Metro, you could leave. You could take your phone too if you wanted to, but you'd have to wait 90 days before you can unlock the phone. Now I think it's like 6 months. Boost is notorious because theirs is an entire year, but we're not going to get on that subject. But the thing is, if prepaid companies, like if Metro by T-Mobile was to spring this whole thing of a contract for 3 months, that's insane, and it's no longer considered prepaid because you're signing a contract. What happens if you break that contract? Because there's going to be rules to that. There's going to be an early termination fee. There's going to be. I mean, it'd be dim-witted for them not to have an ETF fee if they're going to start having customers contract 3 months on prepaid. And it sounds so dour. It sounds so negative to hear when you sign up with Metro by T-Mobile, to hear them say this is a 3-month contract you have to sign. If you port out within any time, you can't take your number, blah, blah, blah. And, Boost and Cricket is going to follow in suit if this actually works. They're definitely going to do it. And I get it. The stores want to get their revenue. They want to get their sales. And that's why I say it's between a rock and a hard place, because you have business side, you have consumer side. And, you can't have one without the other. There's no business without customers, and customers won't have any service without that business. So I just see it going a very dark way if they were to actually implement something like that. Now, again, I'm going to reiterate this. This is not something that's going to happen that's confirmed. Okay, but it's a possibility that prepaid carriers could try and do this. And the reason why they're doing it is because they've noticed that people have been hopping. I will shut my ringtone off. But they have been hopping. They have been hopping from carrier to carrier. People tend to jump from carrier to carrier just to get the deals, just to get the new phone that comes out. And I think that's what they're trying to do, is they're trying to stop people from hopping from carrier to carrier to get all these deals for port-ins for phones, so that way they can make some sort of revenue, because people are like joining Metro by T-Mobile to get the iPhone 6s, and say Cricket comes in with a port-in special, you can get an iPhone 7 Plus Red for $10 if you port in, and they're going to jump from Metro to Cricket, right? And then Boost Mobile's like, yeah, you can get the iPhone XS for $20 if you port in, and people are going to jump to Boost Mobile. You hear a lot of people on YouTube videos talking about this carrier sucks, that carrier sucks, their network's garbage. But in reality, and I'm going to say this, and some of you guys may hate me for saying this, but everyone's chasing phones more than they are chasing network coverage. I rarely see people say, I joined Metro by T-Mobile because their service is amazing. Like, they'll comment that on the video, but then you'll see in their comment afterwards is like, and I got a pretty dope phone for this amount just reporting in. And technically, to be truthful, it's the phone that they're chasing. The coverage could suck, but they're willing to deal with the coverage if the phone is good. That's one thing I've learned about the way that the community is nowadays. People will say Boost Mobile will suck. It's trash. It's garbage. Its network is just unusable. But if Boost Mobile is like, hey, we got a port-in special, get 2 iPhone XSs for free just by porting in 2 numbers. Do you think that's going to stop people from porting in? The same people who said the network was trash? No, it's not going to stop them. They'll say it'll stop them, but it's not. They'll go and get the iPhone XS. They'll have the iPhone XS. They'll have it on Boost, which is crappy in their area. Then they'll go and complain about the network afterwards. And then they're going to get even more mad when they call Boost and say, your network's garbage, I want to go to Metro by T-Mobile. And Boost says, well, we can't unlock your phone because you haven't been with us for a whole year. And then they go up on the internet and leave long, hateful comments because they couldn't get the phone unlocked. That's the reality of things. Today, people chase phones more than they chase service providers for their services that they're given. And this could be the dawn of the era where these companies say, enough jumping around chasing phones. If you're going to get a phone on our company on a great port-in special, we need you to stay 3 months. And it wouldn't surprise me that they would implement some sort of contract thing or whatever. It just wouldn't surprise me. But at the end of the day, this is prepaid. Contracts do not belong. That is the reason why consumers left postpaid, was because of contracts. They did not want contracts. This is the reason why I've never used postpaid since 2010. I haven't used postpaid carriers since then because I don't want to be locked down. I don't want a contract. If I want a contract, I would go with a postpaid carrier. Like right now, I switched over to Google Fi. I've been using Google Fi for over a year now. I am all in on Google Fi right now. And the service is great. They bill in arrears, I'll tell you that much right now. So it's kind of a weird concept with Google Fi. They bill in arrears, yet it's like prepaid. But that would be for another video. But yeah, I have no contract with them. I'm not contracted. I could leave. I could take my number from Google Fi and go somewhere else. They actually make it easier for you to do that. You just log into your account, you hit, deactivate account, and it will give you the account number and your PIN so you can port somewhere else. If you got a phone through Google Fi that you got under installment billing, well, obviously they're going to charge you the remaining balance of that phone on your final bill with them. And that's it. That's like a postpaid move right there. But it does make sense because they let you finance a phone if you finance with Google Fi. But contracts don't belong in prepaid. And to hear that some people are thinking that that could be a possibility, that's scary. That's scary to know that a contract could be something that prepaids are moving to. And Metro by T-Mobile may be bold enough to make that first step and to have the rest of the prepaid companies follow the leader. Here's the thing. The jumping around chasing phones things, like honestly, if you're really doing that, you're burning a lot of holes in your pocket having to keep continuously doing that. I would never recommend anyone to do that. But, I will say this, that two things are going to happen here. We're either going to be doing contracts for 3 months with prepaid carriers so that way they can make some sort of business out of what they're providing. Or we're going to lose these great port-in deals. But the last thing that I will leave you guys with to think about is that a lot of these companies, they want you on postpaid. So what better way to get you geared up and prepared for postpaid again than to make prepaid almost as similar as postpaid? Because think about this before I let you guys go. Postpaid has downed itself to be more like prepaid, right? With unlimited text, unlimited talk, unlimited data. So they kind of blurred that line between postpaid and prepaid. And then now would be the opportunity for them to maneuver prepaid to be more like postpaid, to get you used to postpaid, to kind of push you towards postpaid. So I'll leave you guys with that thought. Thank you so much for checking out my podcast. And as always, you guys will hear me on the next one. Aloha.